Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, power, glory, forever. Name I pray. Amen. Bless those who reach tonight. Bless all of those who learn readings I read. Stop. Shut up. Welcome in, everyone. I see that most of you guys haven't left. Alicidra, 8, Donk, Rapsnat. We'll give it a few minutes and allow people to come in. What is going on with this? There we go. Would you guys believe if I told you that I have something telling me not to read the Bible? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? It's trying to convince me that God will kill me if I read the Bible to you. I I don't understand that. Um, I'm going to read you the Bible tonight, and I'm going to continue to read the Bible to you each and every night, God willing. Oh, and then it calls me an effer. Yeah, because I said that I'm going to read you the Bible. Uh, Jesus tells us in one of his parables about the sheep and the shepherd, how the sheep only listen to him because they know his voice. And it just keeps repeating itself. Don't read the Bible. Don't read the Bible. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to read you the Bible. So if God kills me because I'm reading the Bible to you, oh well. I I'm going to read you the Bible. That's what I'm going to do. And if this thing keeps telling me to shut up, I'm not going to listen. I'm not. Death if I read the Bible? What? Are you are you joking? Are you literally telling me that God doesn't want us to learn his word? That's not what that's not what I think. I think we're supposed to read the Bible. Are we not? Don't read the Bible. Don't read. Yeah, read the Bible. Read it as much as you possibly can. Read and read and read. And if you have to, read it out loud like I do. Because unless I read it out loud, it doesn't sink into my head. Like I don't, I don't get it. If I read it to myself inside of my head just makes me forget it. But when I read it out loud to myself, it's best that I do because then I hear it and my brain comprehends it, whether it likes it or not. And that's just for me. I mean, if that's what you got to do, then so be it. But I understand myself as I am, that I'm a knucklehead and hard headed, and I got to read the Bible to myself out loud, or I don't retain it. Like I had to, yesterday, I learned this verse from Jesus, from what Jesus said. And he says, I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me, and I in him, will bear much fruit. For without me, you are nothing. You can do nothing. Now I gotta go. I think it was John 16:6 that said that. Let me go find out. Hold on. No, it was Matthew. I'm not trying to lie. I'm just trying to remember. Was it 15? Okay, let me go find out. I'll be right back. Okay, I was close. I was very close. It was in John 15:5. And it reads, I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me, and I in him, bears much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing. 15:5, not Matthew. My bad. My fault. You know, dealing with things in this life, i.e., demons, it's difficult. Not playing Apex. Oh, so I haven't been able to find the NKJV free download. Um, so I can look again, give us the KJV over and over and over. See, look, NKJV, and it's mobile app, mobile app, mobile, 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 mobile. This one says KJV, multi-version. Um, I do believe this is the one that I downloaded, and mobile app, mobile app, mobile app. This doesn't say. Oh, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. That's the NIV. NIV. But it just will not give me the New King James Version. They followed and left. That's nice. Must have thought we were gonna play Apex, but in a multi-version of the Bible, it contains different versions of the Bible. Following versions are included in the app: King James Version, New King. Okay, so if we already have a multi-version installed, let's see. All right. No. Highlights, Bible quiz, translations. Nope. Settings. Uh, Suggestions. So that's false. Yeah. That I don't understand why it even pulled any of this stuff up. So back at it. Shepherd Bible is a fast, lightweight, offline Bible for your daily study. It allows you to quickly locate Bible verses with a simple tap and create whatever. It just American Standard. I want the NKJV. Maybe this one will actually give it to us. Let's try it. Oh, Sophia. Well, welcome back to the stream. We're gonna get started here in a few. I'm just trying to find us an actual version of the New King James Version so that I don't have the King James Version up and it doesn't like confuse you guys. Because that's what not I'm not trying to confuse you guys. So bookmark notes, settings, system settings, let's see. American King James Version. No. King James, English Standard, New King James Version. You have to buy it and get out of here. So that was a lie. Why must the computer lie? Free. Yeah, it's free. Sure. King James Version. King James. King James. KJV. All right. I'll try one other thing and then I'll just open this and we'll continue with the way we normally do it because what? Caps locks are on. Free. Oh, can't get it off of Google Play. This one lied to us. Google Play, Apple. That's an audio app. Apple Store. This is a PDF. Offline Apple Bible. Let's see. Of course not. Of course not. If I hit this download, what the? No, I don't want no CNET. Yep. It's just going to continue to lie to us. For Android, app for Android. Buy it. Android, Audio Bible. That's a lie. Android. No, I said Android. Android. I, why are all these Android? Oh, wait. Bible on PC emulator. Let's see. Wait for it. No. Hopefully. Hopefully. Well, this could take a minute. I've already prayed over the reading, so, and I've already asked for you guys to be blessed for even showing up to receive the words. So this is the last thing we need right here, is for this to get done so that we can actually begin. And if it doesn't work, I hope it does. And we'll just continue using this on the screen, and I'll read from the NKJV. Hope you guys had a blessed weekend. And I also hope that you guys have started learning how the Lord works in our lives. And that's something I have been trying to understand. What do you want, kitty? No. Go ahead. All right. What um that does not look like the Bible to me. Nope. I rebuke that. Once again, we've been duped. Get out of here. No, no, no. Just uninstall it. I'm not trying to download a game. We're trying to download a Bible, and it gives us some. What was that? Just another lie. Anyway, so tonight we're reading out of Exodus chapter 19, 20, 21, and 22. Oh, and get ready for it, because tonight we get the 10 Commandments. Woohoo! Let's go. That'll be exciting. At least you guys will learn the Ten Commandments if you do not know them. Okay, so where we left off is Moses' father-in-law was telling him that he can't himself know. Okay, let me just reiterate that this is going to be a heavy burden on him, and he shouldn't have to do it all by himself, and that he should have others help him in a sense, basically. Uh, that's where we left off from last night. And so let's just begin the reading. In the third month, after the children of Israel had gone out of the land of Egypt, on the same day they came to the wilderness of Sinai, for they had departed from Rephidim, had come to the wilderness of Sinai, and camped in the wilderness. So Israel camped there before the mountain. And Moses went up to God, and the Lord called to him from the mountain, saying, Thus you shall say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, You have seen what I did to the Egyptians, and how I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. Now therefore, if you will indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant, then you shall be a special treasure to me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And you shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which you shall speak to the children of Israel. So Moses came and called for the elders of the people and laid before them all these words which the Lord commanded him. Then all the people answered together and said, All that the Lord has spoken will we do. We will do. So Moses brought back the words of the people to the Lord. And the Lord said to Moses, Behold, I come to you in the thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with you, and believe you forever. So Moses told the words of the people to the Lord. Then the Lord said to Moses, Go to the people and consecrate them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes, and let them be ready for the third day. For on the third day the Lord will come down upon Mount Sinai in the sight of all the people. You shall set bounds for the people all around, saying, Take heed to yourselves that you do not go up to the mountain or touch its base. Whoever touches the mountain shall surely be put to death. Not a hand shall touch him, but he shall surely be stoned or shot with an arrow. Whether man or beast, he shall not live. When the trumpet sounds long, they shall come near the mountain. So Moses went down from the mountain to the people and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. And he said to the people, Be ready for the third day. Do not come near your wives. Oh, I get it. So I'm going to tell you what's going on with me right now, and not to steer away from what what God has done, because all the glory goes to God. I'm being told by something that if I read you the Bible, that I'm going to die. And we're about we're about this close in the reading to the 10 commandments. And this thing thinks it's going to stop me from giving you guys the 10 commandments. So let us continue. Then it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunderings and lightnings, and a thick cloud on the mountain, and the sound of the trumpet was very loud, so that all the people who were in the camp trembled. And Moses brought the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the foot of the mountain. Now Mount Sinai was completely in smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire. Its smoke ascended like the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mountain quaked greatly. And when the blast of the trumpet sounded long and became louder and louder, Moses spoke, and God answered him by voice. Then the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mountain. And the Lord called Moses to the top of the mountain, and Moses went up. And the Lord said to Moses, Go down and warn the people, lest they break through to gaze at the Lord, and many of them perish. Also, let the priests who come near the Lord consecrate themselves, lest the Lord break out against them. But Moses said to the Lord, The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for you warned us, saying, Set bounds around the mountain and consecrate it. Boy, I love. I'm not, I'm not trying to get off subject, but I love how the Bible describes how the Lord descended upon the Mount Sinai. That is awesome. I'm going to read it again. Now Mount Sinai was completely in smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire. Its smoke ascended like the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mountain quaked greatly. That is awesome. Then the Lord said to him, Away, get down, and then come up, you and Aaron with you. But do not let the priests and the people break through to come up to the Lord, lest he break out against them. So Moses went down to the people and spoke to them. Here we go. Here comes the 10 Commandments. You guys ready for it? And God spoke all these words, saying, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. 1. You shall have no other gods before me. 2. You shall not make for yourselves, you shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. You shall not bow down to them nor serve them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands, to those who love me and keep my commandments. Whew. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. So, all that, yeah, just don't do it. I'm not even going to say it, just don't do it. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall do no work, You, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. I think we break that every week. Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife. Excuse me. I'll read that again. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor's. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There is the 10 Commandments. You know, it's very apparent to me that we as people very rarely do we listen to the Lord. Um, God says all these things not to do, and people steal, lie, commit adultery, murder. How much longer are we going to go on doing this? Is all I want to know. It's very sad. Now all the people witnessed the thunderings, the lightning flashes, the sound of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they trembled and stood afar off. Then they said to Moses, You speak with us, and we will hear, but let not God speak with us, lest we die. I'm 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 only laughing because uh they're so afraid of God, and we should be, that they don't want to talk to God lest they die. Moses, you come talk to us, please, because if God talks to us, maybe our heads will explode. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just it's it's not funny, but I don't know how I find humor in that. They're just so scared, and we should be. And Moses said to the people, Do not fear, for God has come to test you, and that his fear may be before you, so that you may not sin. So the people stood afar off, but Moses drew near the thick darkness where God was. Then the Lord said to Moses, Thus you shall say to the children of Israel, You have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. You shall not make anything to be with me, gods of silver or gods of gold. You shall not make for yourselves. An altar of earth you shall make for me, and you shall sacrifice on it burnt offerings and your peace offerings, your sheep and your oxen. In every place where I record my name, I will come to you, and I will bless you. And if you make an altar of stone, you shall not build it of hewn. For if you use your tool on it, you have profaned it. nor shall you go up by steps to my altar, that your nakedness may not be exposed on it. So I think what he's saying here is, and if you make me an altar of stone, you shall not build it of hewn stone, for if you use your tool on it, you have profaned it. So you're not supposed to chisel it or polish it or do anything to it. Just anyway. Uh, my apologies. We're in 20. Uh, oh, now we're in 21. 20 was very, very quick. Now these are the judgments which you shall set before them. If you buy a Hebrew servant, he shall serve 6 years, and in the seventh he shall go out free and pay nothing. If he comes in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he comes in married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master has given him a wife, and she has borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself. But if the servant plainly says, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him to the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or to the doorpost, and his master shall pierce his ear with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. And if a man sells his daughter to be a female slave, he shall not go out as the male slaves do. If she does not please her master, who has betrothed her to himself, then he shall let her be redeemed. He shall have no right to sell her to a foreign people, since he has dealt deceitfully with her. And if he has betrothed her to his son, he shall deal with her according to the custom of daughters. If he takes another wife, he shall not diminish her food, her clothing, and her marriage rights. And if he does not do these three of for her, then she shall go out free without paying money. He who strikes a man so that he dies shall surely be put to death. However, if he did not lie in wait, but God delivered him into his hand, then I will appoint for you a place where he may flee. But if a man acts with premeditation against his neighbor to kill him by treachery, you shall take him from my altar that he may die. And he who strikes his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. He who kidnaps a man and sells him, or if he is found in his hand, shall surely be put to death. And he who curses his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. If men contend with each other, and one strikes the other with a stone or with his fist, and he does not die, but is confined to his bed, if he rises again and walks about outside with his staff, then he who struck him shall be acquitted. He shall only pay for the loss of his time, and shall provide for him to be thoroughly healed. And if a man beats, and if a man beats his male or female servant with a rod, so that he dies under his hand, he shall surely be punished. Notwithstanding, if he remains alive a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his property. If men fight and hurt a woman with child, so that she gives birth prematurely, yet no harm follows, he shall surely be punished according accordingly as the woman's husband imposes on him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. But if any harm follows, then you shall give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. If a man strikes the eye of his male or female servant and destroys it, he shall let him go free for the sake of his eye. And if he knocks out the tooth of his male or female servant, he shall let him go free for the sake of his tooth. Animal control laws. If an ox gores a man or a woman to death, then the ox shall surely be stoned, and its flesh shall not be eaten. But the owner of the ox shall be acquitted. But if the ox tended to thrust with with its horn in times past, and it has been made known to his owner, and he has not kept it confined, so that it has killed a man or a woman, the ox stoned, and its owner also shall is imposed on him a sum of money, then he shall pay to redeem his life. Whatever is imposed on him, whether it has gored a son or gored a daughter, according to this judgment it shall be done to him. If the ox gores a male or female servant, he shall give to their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. And if a man opens a pit, or if a man digs a pit and does not cover it, and an ox or a donkey falls in it, the owner of the pit shall make it good. He shall give money to their owner, but the dead animal shall be his. If one man's ox hurts another's, so that it dies, then they shall sell the live ox and divide the money from it. And the dead ox they shall also divide. Or if it was known that the ox tended to thrust in time past, and its owner has not kept it confined, he shall surely pay ox for ox, and the dead animal shall be his own. If a man steals an ox or a sheep and slaughters it or sells it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep. If the thief is found breaking in, and he is struck so that he dies, there shall be no guilt for his bloodshed. If the sun has risen on him, there shall be guilt for his bloodshed. He should make full restitution. If he has nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. If the theft is certainly found alive in his hand, whether it is an ox or donkey or sheep, he shall restore double. If a man causes a field or vineyard to be grazed, and lets loose his animal, and it feeds in another man's field, he shall make restitution from the best of his own field and the best of his own vineyard. If fire breaks out and catches it in thorns, so that stacked grain, standing grain, or the field is consumed, he who kindled the fire shall surely make restitution. If a man delivers to his neighbor money or articles to keep, and it is stolen out of the man's house, if the thief is found, he shall pay double. If the thief is not found, then the master of the house shall be brought to the judges to see whether he has put his hand into his neighbor's goods. For any kind of trespass, whether it concerns an ox, a donkey, a sheep, or clothing, or for any kind of lost thing which another claims to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the judges,
and whomever the judges condemn shall pay double to his neighbor. If a man delivers to his neighbor a donkey, an ox, a sheep, or any animal to keep, and it dies, is hurt, or driven away, not one seeing it, then an oath of the Lord shall be between them both, that he has not put his hand into his neighbor's goods, and the owner of it shall accept that, and he shall not make it good. But if, in fact, it is stolen from him, he shall make restitution to the owner of it. If it is torn to pieces by a beast, then he shall bring it as evidence, and he shall not make good what was torn. And if a man borrows anything from his neighbor, and it becomes injured or dies, the owner of it not being with it, he shall surely make it good. If it is if its owner was with it, he shall not make it good. If it was hired, it came for its hire. If a man entices a virgin who is not betrothed and lies with her, he shall surely pay the bride price for her to be his wife. If her father utterly refuses to give her to him, he shall pay money according to the bride price of virgins. You shall not permit a sorceress to live. Huh? You shall not permit a sorceress to live. Wow. Whoever lies with an animal shall surely be put to death. He who sacrifices to any god, except to the Lord only, he shall be utterly destroyed. You shall neither mistreat a stranger nor oppress him, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. You shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. If you afflict them in any way, and they cry at all to me, I will surely hear their cry, and my wrath will become hot, and I will kill you with the sword. Your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless. If you lend money to any of my people who are poor among you, you shall not be like a moneylender to him. You shall not charge him interest. If you ever take your neighbor's garment as a pledge, you shall return it to him before the sun goes down, for that is his only covering. It is his garment for his skin. What will he sleep in? And it will be that when he cries to me, I will hear, for I am gracious. You shall not revel, you shall not revel, revile. Okay, so 28, revile. Why does it say, thou shalt not revile the gods here? And it says in my book, you shall not revile God, nor curse a ruler of your people. You shall not delay to offer the first of your pipe produce and your juices. The firstborn of your sons you shall give to me. Likewise, you shall do with your oxen and your sheep. It shall be with its mother 7 days. On the eighth day you shall give it to me. And see, that's exactly what I was talking about. Right there. Thou shalt not revile the gods. Why did they change it in the New King James Version? Well, It's not my fault. I didn't change it. So that's another reason why maybe we should keep the King James version up so that we can look back and forth and make sure that we're getting it correctly. Shouldn't be changing the word of God because in mine it has God as in big G. Down here, where'd it go? 28. And this is exactly what I was talking about. I'm not the one that changed it, but I am the one that's reading the Bible to you. And I can only hope that God knows that it was not me that changed the word. So I pray that this is not on my head for reading to you out of the Bible. I'm marking that down. I gotta have a talk with someone tomorrow. That is just hold on. We're gonna do some research right now. To abuse, attack with evil words. Why would they change that? Right here. That right there is why I wanted to read out of the King James Version instead. So that right there just confirmed my fear. Truly. When you turn a little g into a big G, I don't think that's acceptable to God Himself. Thou shalt not revile the gods. You shall not revile God. Now I'm really concerned. All right. And ye shall be holy men unto me, neither shall ye eat any flesh that is torn of beasts in the field, ye shall cast it to the dogs. That right there has forever steered me away from that and New King James Version. That did it right there. That was all I needed to read. You changed gods into God, and you got me reading it. Not cool. Not cool at all. So when I keep asking someone if it's okay to read out of the New King James Version with all the words that have been changed, and they tell me, yeah, it's okay. And then I read that I I don't understand that. And all I can do is ask God for forgiveness. But all I did was read it to you. Most of the words in the New King James Version are word for word in comparison to the King James Version. Now I'm just so concerned. And I don't know what to do. Like, they, I, it's too late. Like, how are we supposed to understand the King James Version I just don't think that was right to do. I didn't change it. I just read it. So hopefully God will forgive me. So let's see how much more. Let's go to Proverbs 28. Proverbs. Okay, so this is basically the same. The wicked flee when no one pursues. So the only thing they changed was pursueth. But the righteous are bold as a lion. But the righteous are bold as a lion. The thing that they changed is a capital B. I don't think that matters. It says the same thing. This says, for the transgressions of a land, many are the princes. In mine, it says, many are its princes. Many are the princes thereof. So they took out thereof. But by a man of understanding and knowledge, right will be prolonged. But by a man of understanding and knowledge, the state thereof shall be prolonged. A poor man that oppresseth the poor is like a sweeping rain which leaveth no food. A poor man who presses the poor is like a driving rain which leaves no food. I'm just making a comparison to what the KJV says and the New King James Version says. So you mean to tell me a bunch of guys got together and decided to change the word gods to God, and that was okay? And now this is on my head for reading the Bible. Well, I'm not the one who changed it. I'm the one who read it to you. And it's not my fault. Those who forsake the law praise the wicked. They that forsake the law praise the wicked. But such as keep the law contend with them. But such as keep the law contend with them. Evil men understand not judgment, But they that seek the Lord understand all things. But those who seek the Lord understand all. Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness. Better is the poor who walks in his integrity than one perverse in his ways, though he be rich. Than he that is perverse in his ways, though he be rich. Than he that perverse in his ways. So one and he means the same thing. So I'm glad I caught that. I mean, do I think that part was okay? To me, probably not. Because that's spelled with gods with a little g, and they changed it to God with a big G in the Bible that I'm using. So I don't know. I do not know. I'm just glad I caught it. So you know, and I know, that that word was changed. Like normally when you're doing something completely wrong, it'll feel heavy on your heart. And I'm just not feeling that right now. But I am a little confused on why someone would do that. I'm going to continue reading Proverbs to you, and then I'm going to get off, and then I'm going to have a big old talk with someone tomorrow. I know it's not his fault, but that's confusing to me. Hmm. There's nothing I can do about it besides pray that the Lord will forgive me. Okay, so a poor man who oppresses the poor is like a driving rain which leaves no food for the keep with them. Understand just those who seek the Lord understand all. Better is the poor who walks in his integrity than one perverse in his ways, though he be rich. Whoever keeps the law is a discerning son, but a companion of gluttons shames his father. One who increases his possessions by usury and extortion, ussury. Is that it? No. Usury? Usury. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Usury. Hmm. gathers it for him who will pity the poor. One who turns away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer is an abomination. Whoever causes the upright to go astray in an evil way, he himself will fail into will fall, into his own pit, but the blameless will inherit good. The rich man is wise in his own eyes, but the poor who has understanding searches him out. When the righteous rejoice, there is great glory, but when the wicked arise, men hide themselves. He who covers his sins will not prosper, but whoever confesses and forsakes them will have mercy. Happy is the man who is always reverent, but he who hardens his heart will fall into calamity. Like a roaring lion and a charging bear is a wicked ruler over poor people. A ruler who lacks understanding is a great oppressor, but he who hates covetousness will prolong his days. A man burdened with bloodshed will flee into a pit. Let no one help him. Whoever walks blamelessly will be saved, but he who is perverse in his ways will suddenly fall. He who tills his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows frivolity will have poverty enough. I've been very, very, very concerned, really very concerned about this ever since we started reading the Bible on stream. That, and I've been ever so careful so as not to mess up or tell you anything that was wrong or give you false teachings. And it seems like no matter what I do, that's exactly what I'm doing because someone has rewritten the words of the Bible. Like, watch this. A faithful man will abound with blessings. A faithful man shall abound with blessings. And I don't think that there's anything that I can do about it besides keep reading to you so that you can understand what God is saying. But he who hastens to be rich will not go unpunished. But he that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent. And even my pastor said, um, if you want the true word of God, learn Hebrew. I'm like, bruh, I wouldn't know where to start to learn Hebrew. I just don't know if I'm doing the right thing or not. To show partiality is not good, because for a piece of bread a man will transgress. A man with an evil eye hastens after riches. He that hasteth to be rich hath an evil eye, and considereth not that poverty shall come upon him. Mm. He who rebukes a man will find more favor afterward than he who flatters with the tongue. He that rebuketh a man afterward shall find more favor than he that flattereth with the tongue. Whoso robbeth his father or his mother, and saith, It is no transgression, the same is the companion of a destroyer. Whosoever robs his father or his mother, and says, It is no transgression, the same is companion to a destroyer. Huh. He who is of a proud heart stirs up strife, but he who trusts in the Lord will be prospered. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered. Oh, wrong one. He that is of a proud heart stirreth up strife, but he that putteth his trust in the Lord shall be made fat. He who trusteth in his own heart is a fool. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whoever walks wisely will be delivered. But whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered. He that giveth unto the poor shall not lack, but he that hideth his eyes shall have many a curse. He who gives to the poor will not lack, but he who hides his eyes will have many curses. Like, why couldn't they just leave it alone? Like, it sounds fine the way it is here, but they go and change it. I think it was more that, except for that one part that we read about gods, and then they put God's name right there. Like, because most of it says the same thing, correct? When the wicked rise, men hide themselves. When the wicked arise, men hide themselves. But when they perish, the righteous increase. but when they perish, the righteous increase. See, look, they changed rise to arise. Why? That doesn't make any sense to me. All right, so that's the reading for the night, and that's not my fault. There's nothing I can do about that besides try to deliver the word to you in the best of my ability and ask God to forgive me for I don't know what. Like, what am I supposed to do? There's nothing that I can do. I mean, I think it was more of, well, no, God said not to change his word. And I'm not the one that changed it. All right, I'm going to jump off of here. May the Lord bless you all. And yeah, I have really, really got to find a way to figure this out. Okay. You guys have a blessed evening, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, God willing.